Hello, Andrew. So, as we said when we talked earlier in the week regarding the investigation that I was doing, I told you that we would call you with a follow-up regarding the outcome of the investigation, and so that's the purpose of our call today. I have completed the investigation, and the company has made the decision that we are going to terminate you effective today, and that's for violation of our conduct in the workplace policy, specifically our social media policy. So we already have your equipment. We will process the termination today. All right. Well, that is the purpose of our call today. So that completes the call. I appreciate you taking our call. Alan, thank you for setting this up. All right. Thank you both.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, Andrew. So, as we said,
I got fired, y'all. I got fired. They finally found the video.
Uh-oh.
That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened.
Cliffhanger. We're going to do this Star Wars style. So we're going to start at the end. So basically, we know what happened. She got fired for the viral video. And this is obviously the one that's pinned right here. But before she explains what happens, let's just go and see the original video. And we're all going into this blind. This is literally as far as I've seen. I viewed this up to this point, then I stopped it. Then I went and found the other video that she's referring to. And so we're all going blind into this. So let's see what she did to get fired for the viral video. Should be an interesting one. And would love to hear your opinions, whether you think it's valid or not valid. I don't know about that last one we watched either. I don't know if that's valid or whatever. But it seemed very sterile. Just the conversation I'm referring to. But y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second. And it actually helps out more than you know. And it's really just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also if you can hype the video as well. Let's go into the first.
Okay, so get this. So there's this girl at work who's about to get fired. As the IT manager, I always know about any onboards or offboards before they happen because they want to make sure that I revoke access to their emails, and they want me to make sure that they're locked out of certain things so that nobody who's getting fired can go back and like shoot a company-wide email or anything like that. So I'm one of the first people to know when somebody's going to be onboarded or offboarded so that I can prepare their computer and their access and so on and so forth. So my boss, who is a super bitch, and the HR lady have been telling me we have an offboard coming up and this is super confidential. Nobody can know about this. And they keep saying that it's
So remember, this is the first video. So at this point, she's not fired. This is what caused her to get fired. Is there any wonder what might have caused her to get fired? She literally came on here and said, my boss is a bitch. I'm wondering if there's anything else because it's still a lot left to go. But just how you started off initially, that wasn't wise. Especially if you have any coworkers who follow you whatsoever.
TCH and the HR lady have been telling me we have an offboard coming up and this is super confidential. Nobody can know about this. And they keep saying that it's confidential, And I found out that the girl that they're firing, she's a really sweet girl. Like, she just got a raise, she just got promoted, like, she does a great job at work, and she's always super sweet whenever you talk to her. So I'm like, okay, something strange is going on here. Now, normally when it comes to affairs of onboards and offboards, I don't get involved. I just tell them what to do. I don't talk to the employee that is getting offboarded or whatever. just because that's not my place, that's not my job. But this particular employee that they're about to fire, she's such a sweet girl, and I've had many interactions with her where she's just been very positive and upbeat. I know that she recently got married and she recently got a raise. So I know that it's not because of her performance. I felt like something else is beneath the surface. Y'all, I feel like God put it on my heart to tell the girl that she's about to get fired. So I text the girl and I'm like, hey, meet me upstairs by the elevator. And she's like, okay. So she comes upstairs. I pull her aside, like out of view. So I tell her, you're about to get fired, and they're about to do it on Tuesday. This was Thursday last week. And she starts bawling. She's like so taken aback. She's like, what do you mean I'm getting fired? And I was like,
that is some BS. All this planning and all this stuff preemptively that goes into effect when you're about to get rid of somebody. Some of these corporations and just corporate in general can turn people into freaking robots, to where it's like you just gave a person a raise. What, did they offend you in some way? Like this, I'm not even talking about what this woman did now. Like, it's just, while we have to do all this prep work, it's like, it's almost like you're preparing, and it's like exciting to whoever's involved in it, the fact that you're doing all this stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have it ready. Go ahead and lock them out of their stuff right at this time. We're gonna set it up here just to give somebody a bad news spur of the moment. But it's not spur of the moment. Shoot, the more prep time you can give somebody in regards to them about to need to find another job, the better. You telling me you already know on a Thursday that you about to fire them on Tuesday and all this. I just feel bad, man, because these are, when you're losing your job, especially, this sounds like a career, and a career that somebody is under the impression that they're actually doing good. So it just makes me think that it might have just been a situation that might have happened. We don't have all the context, but I'm just saying, somebody losing their job in this day and time, is the way they're going to feel physiologically or biologically is akin to like how you would feel in a life or death situation, because it kind of is. So, but let's get back into it.
And she starts bawling. She's like so taken aback. She's like, what do you mean I'm getting fired? And I was like, I don't know the reason. All I know is that they already have your replacement. They want me to prep your computer for that replacement. And she kept on asking me, like, do you know why they're firing me? Why are they firing me? Why? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get any of that information. They just tell me what to do with the assets. That's it. So, do you know, this girl proceeds to tell me how the HR lady who keeps on telling me confidential offboard, her and the HR girl were actually friends before she started working at the company. Now, they go out to lunch sometimes, they chat, they text, they call, they hang out outside of work. The girl who's about to get fired, she was chatting with her friend that works in HR. And she was telling her that she was so excited, she just got a raise, and they were celebrating. You know, it was like a happy moment. Somehow, some way, the HR girl goes back to my boss and tells my boss about the conversation, that, oh, she was discussing her pay, and one thing led to another, and the boss calls the girl who's about to get fired into her office. So my boss is telling her, why were you discussing that you got a pay raise? You shouldn't be doing that. And she really ripped into her. And the girl was like, oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that I wasn't able to discuss getting a pay raise. As a matter of fact, when the HR...
That's wild if they're about to get fired for that. What you mean they can't talk about they got a pay raise? Why they can't? Did you make them sign something, a contract or something that says they can't discuss pay? Did they sign a non-disclosure? They can talk about whatever they want to talk about involving themselves. You just don't like it because maybe how it will affect other people and they'll feel entitled to it if it gets out or whatever. My rule of thumb, personally, I don't talk about my personal money. You couldn't get it out of me if you wanted to. I don't have to tell you everything I got going on. I don't got to tell you what I get paid, what I don't get paid. Just my rule of thumb, because I can definitely keep my own business. And a lot of times when I see people who can't wait to just tell all of their business, that's usually an indication to me that, oh, if you can't even keep your own business, you definitely can't keep my business. So I'm not telling you nothing I got going on. But regardless, I feel like that worker has the right to discuss their pay or whatever if that's what they so choose to do. Aside from my personal preference of how I choose to operate. And so I think that's wild to just fire somebody for that, or even to chew them out for that matter about that.
Telling her, why were you discussing that you got a pay raise? You shouldn't be doing that. And she really ripped into her. And the girl was like, oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that I wasn't able to discuss getting a pay raise. As a matter of fact, when the HR girl, my friend, got a raise, we had a very similar conversation where we were both celebrating and I didn't see anything wrong with it. And she says, ever since that conversation, things have been strange. Neither one of them want to talk to her. They both have kind of been avoiding her. They haven't been as friendly. And now she's getting fired. Y'all, corporate America is nothing to play with. I've seen people undercut, backstab. I've seen people do some conniving, evil things, thinking that it's going to benefit their position in the company, or maybe help them with a pay raise, or maybe help them get close to somebody who can better their circumstance. And I have seen some cutthroat, heartless, cold individuals just do some very disgusting things. And this situation is one of them. So my intention here was just to tell the girl ahead of the weekend so that she could prepare herself, so that she could gather any evidence that might work in her favor, because I feel like specifically in this case they know that they have some damning evidence against them, which is why they kept on telling me it's confidential, it's confidential, it's confidential. The HR girl knows that she said some things that could possibly incriminate her, so she wants to make sure that she catches this girl off guard.
Yeah,
it's about to go down. So I
know it was some BS going on in the background as far as just how they're trying to strategize this whole thing. This is crazy. And you playing with somebody's livelihood.
Girl off guard. It's about to go down. So I text my girl, cause she's my girl now. I text her this morning. I was like, hey, happy firing day. Like, I hope you're ready. I hope you got all the evidence that you need. Make sure when you walk in there, you hit the record button. Because we're both interested to know what reason they're gonna have to fire her. And my girl, she ready, okay? She said if they don't come with the severance package, if they're not paying out my benefits through the end of June, I'm not signing anything. If they refuse severance, I'm going to ask HR why they're refusing severance. I'm also going to ask for a written note where they say they're not going to contest my unemployment. I said, yes, girl, you understood the assignment. So here we go. I'm about to go to work. I feel so happy because I gave somebody that empowerment. I remember when I got fired once before, how it felt. I felt so unprepared walking into that conversation, and I really wanted her to just take this opportunity to prepare herself. So, like and follow for part.
Look at her. Look at how happy she is. How much fun she's having in this.
I'm also gonna ask for a
look how much fun she's having. See, now we got to focus on you now, because we're about to get into part 2 to what we started with, where now she got fired. And see, did I see a ring on her finger? Let me see.
Fire her. And my girl, she ready, okay? She said if they don't come with...
I do see a ring on her finger. Are you married? Because I know your husband's going to be mad at you if you got fired. Because here's the thing. She's having too much fun getting in other people's business and ultimately implicating herself in other people's problems. And now it's about to directly affect and impact you and your family. You could have just told her what she needed to do and let her know, hey, you didn't hear this from me or whatever, if you really felt that strongly about it. But then how you know she's having so much fun is she actually came on social media and broadcasted this and let everybody know. So this can easily get, what, you think we don't know what you look like? So this can easily get back to you. And then we have to watch the next one just so we can see what happened on her side. But if you got fired, you did it to yourself. And see, this is why having a man is so important. I don't know if she is married. I don't know if she's married. But ma'am, you're a busybody. You in other people's business to the point to where you've put yourself in it to where now it's about to affect you. And see, I don't know if you do have a husband, I don't think there's no way she ran this by her husband before she did it. And you're wrong for that, because you made a bad decision for you and your family. People always be focused on other things instead of making sure that they take care of home first. You destroyed your home first by putting yourself into this. Because again, first comes the pride, then comes the fall. She was enjoying this. You could tell. She's liking this. Like her life might have been kind of boring. And so she needed some drama to mix things up, some chaos. And so she decided to cling to somebody else's chaotic circumstance and then involve herself in it and then come online and start gloating about it and being happy and calling people bitchs. That was not smart. All right, let's get into the climax of it.
I got fired, y'all. I got fired. They finally found the video. That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and 1 day, because today's June 16th, I posted that video on May 25th. 3 weeks later, my employer, they found the video. So,
the first comment says, raise your hand if you already knew this was going to happen. And then they put a little gif of somebody raising their hand. The question is, how didn't she know this was going to happen?
I posted that video on May 25th. 3 weeks later, my employer, they found the video. So I went into work today. Everything was very normal. I helped the finance department set up their check scanner. While I was doing that, I had a couple of the executives come over to me and they were asking for help with this or asking for help with that. And and it was like so busy that the finance guy that I was helping, he was like, oh wow, you're popular today. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So I don't think anything of it. I'm just going about my merry little business. I have an interaction with my boss that's a little bit strange, but not really. So what happened was, one of the executives asked if...
She said I had an interaction with my boss that was a little bit strange. But not really. I wonder if this had anything to do with it.
Been telling me we have an off-board coming up and this is super confidential. Nobody can know about this. And they keep saying that it's confidential, it's confidential. And I found out that the girl that they're firing
Hold on.
Nobody who's getting fired can go back and like shoot
I was trying to find the part where she called her boss a bitch. Called her boss a B. She talking about it's a little bit. Things were a little bit weird with our little dynamic. Yeah, because your boss. They said, "Oh, word." They like, you would never say this to my face. You come on TikTok and you call me a B?
with my boss that's a little bit strange, but not really. So what happened was, one of the executives asked if I could make his laptop a personal laptop and remove it from the domain of the company that I work for, that I'm contracted by. So I have to run it by my boss. And so I had to go and ask her for permission. She was like, oh yeah, he's an executive. He gets whatever he wants. Just go ahead and do it. But before I asked her, like when I...
See, imagine I'm playing all these games with you. They be coming up with a whole strategy to play in your face, but ultimately to be getting rid of you, and you don't even know it. That is just crazy.
He wants, just go ahead and do it. But before I asked her, like when I knocked on her door, she looked up and she had this look on her face like she was irritated. You know, she had this look on her face. I couldn't quite place it, but it was just like a fleeting look. Once I started talking, you know, she, you know, changed her demeanor or whatever. And so she gave me the approval. I went, I did the laptop, I gave it to the executive, and that was that. Maybe like an hour later, she stopped by my office and she's like, hey, did you get such and such situated? And I said, yeah, he's good to go. And she was like, okay, thank you so much. And that was it. I would say like 30 minutes after that interaction, I went to go like look at my Slack messages or my email or something to follow up with a user, and I couldn't get in. My email wasn't working. My password wasn't working. And I immediately thought, okay, I'm being offboarded. This is me being offboarded. I'm like, shit, they found the video. So I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I'm like, okay.
Keep in mind, the other video, I saw somebody say that it got 6 million views. It might be more than that now. It might be more than that. But keep that in mind. She's like, they found the video. It got 11 million views. 11 million views. Oh yeah, they gonna find it. What was the goal? What was your intention? Were you trying to get a lot of views? Because what's the point of posting to TikTok anyway? You see what I mean? It's not lining up. It seems like you just like the drama and you just needed some, your life must have been being mundane or something. And you needed something to just spice it up. You just needed some turmoil. Some people, they just don't like peace.
I'm being offboarded. This is me being offboarded. I'm like, shit, they found the video. So I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I'm like, okay, this is the day. My time is up, okay? The jig is up. So I leave, and when I leave, I call the company that I have the contract through, and I'm like, hey, I just want to know, am I being offboarded?
There you go. That's
and
smart.
he's like, I don't know why you would be. I don't have any orders for you being off. Like, what? So he's like, let me check on that. I'll put a ticket in, and then I'll get back to you in the morning. And I was like, okay. And maybe like an hour later, I got a call from the guy who cuts my checks. And he was like, hey, Tiffany, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. I got a call from the company, and I'm pretty sure you already know what this is about. They do not want you to come back to the site. And I said, is this about the TikTok videos? And he said, yes, this is 100% about the TikTok videos. So I'm thinking in my mind, I wonder who found out. Like, who was it that actually encountered the video? Was it my boss? I'm interested to see how all of that went down behind the scenes. Like, I want to know. If you're out there and you're watching this video and you work at the company, please let me know how it went down behind the scenes, because we got to know. The people want to know, okay? Also, the HR girl was not in the office today. I did notice. I don't know if she got fired for what happened, for what I said. I don't know why she would.
No. She wasn't in the office because they were worried about what you might do to her. They're just like, yeah, just take the day off. You forgot she was in your story? She was in your story. Why would they have the person that was in your story still be in the office when you get fired? So you can go and be like, this is your fault or whatever. Again, this didn't have to happen. It's like you directly made this happen. You literally brought your work to TikTok. You talked about your exact job and ultimately about how you did something that you really wasn't supposed to do. I don't agree with how they're handling it necessarily either. I wish these things could just be direct and just on the up and up, just all in all. And I don't even like how the situation with the other person went as far as getting fired for just sharing what you make. That how you do a great job for years and something as trivial as sharing how much you just got in a raise, which is celebratory. And especially, it's not like the HR person, just some colleague that you work alongside. This was someone that was your friend. That to me, that wasn't justified to fire somebody. So I can understand why you might feel like that's wrong, but to get you implemented yourself in it as if it was happening to you. That's how hard you was going. And there's no surprise that it turns out this way. You're ruining your own life. These be the self-inflicted wounds. Just self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Y'all be doing it to yourself.
I'm not sure. Or maybe she saw the video. Maybe she's the one who encountered the video and she didn't want to come to work today and face me. Or maybe whatever I said in the video, she was so perturbed by it that she called out. I don't know. But the HR girl was not there. My boss was there and she was pleasant. She was pleasant enough. And
see, your boss wanted to be there. They had a vested interest because you called them a B. So they probably wanted to look you in your face and fire you.
So yeah, that's how it all went down, you guys. So what's next for me? I guess I'm about to be a full-time content creator. So help your girl out, hit the follow button. You know what time it is. Like, we're doing this full time, okay? No, but honestly, I've always wanted to do content creation. Like, I've always wanted to.
We always get here, don't we? We always get here. That's not how it works. No, you need to get another full-time job and hope that they don't recognize you, which they just might. But no, you need to get a full-time job. And again, what you did is going to live on the internet forever, and you're never going to know whether or not somebody knows who you are and what you did ultimately. It's just like you came across me. Now I know. I would know what you did and ultimately just how you operate. You didn't have to bring that online. What were you doing it for? Was it for money? Because you just lost out on money. Probably big money. You were in an IT manager position. That was probably the sweetest situation you could be in. But now you done got all these skills to be in IT. And you're telling me this now makes it to where you're going to be a full-time content creator. That's not how that works. Content creation is supposed to already be flourishing so much to where you say, I like my job, but this is just doing so well. I'm missing opportunities by working in my job. It's time. You don't lose your job and then just say, well, this means I got to be a full-time. No, that those two things don't add up. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 in that sense.
To do content creation and take it seriously, so I guess this might be the push I needed. I've also been wanting to get into real estate, so if you know anybody in Georgia who could help your girl do some fix and flips, I really want to get into that domain, because obviously corporate America is not for me. So there you have it. For all of you naysayers and haters, your girl was finally caught. So yeah, I knew it was a possibility, so I'm not blindsided by this. I didn't have anybody to give me a heads up, unfortunately.
Why would you take the possibility? So now she wants to be a content creator / fix and flipper of homes. What homes you think you finna fix and flip in this housing market? She is just scattered all over the place. And it seems like there's nobody that can advise her or that she'll listen to, because who do you go to before you do these rash things? You need to start having to get clearance before you make certain actions, because you just make horrible decisions. And now you're about to make an even worse decision if you go ahead and get you a little house thinking you finna flip it, and then you find out that the foundation is non-existent and the roof needs work. Ma'am, try to get another job. Try to get your job back. You had some videos pop. You had the other one do 11 million, but that's because people like seeing a train wreck. So unless your life is going to keep being a train wreck, content creation probably isn't going to be the thing. You had a good job. Why don't you just stick with that and see if that's probably, if she does have a husband, that's probably what her husband would tell her. But maybe she doesn't value his opinion the way that she should. Because if she's just going off her judgment is leading her all type of wrong directions. She needs to lean on someone else's discernment, someone else's judgment, because she's about to ruin her life that she built for herself. And now this is like, again, this is going to live online forever, which is it's only going to continue to grow. And your video got so many views that you can never take it down. It got so many views that it probably lives and is being marketed in so many other places. Just because you see that it has 11 million views on her profile, understand people have probably reacted to this. People have probably reposted this. So it's got much more views than that, all in all, as far as eyeballs and people who have actually encountered it and are familiar with it. So you have to keep that in mind. Y'all, we'll leave it there for today, though. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels. So that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice, if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot. And hypes also refill every Monday. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments, where it would show that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join buttons on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.